My name is Hoda Hosseini, and I am a female dream builder, I guess. And I'm a periodontist here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. And I had a pleasure of meeting Patricia 2 years ago, and I've been working with her since then. And it's been a wonderful, wonderful journey.
What was going on in your life when we first met and talked?
Things in my life was pretty good, to be quite honest, and but the feeling I had toward them wasn't as great. I remember I come from a science background, and in science background you're told to follow school and then get a job and follow particular program and just progress, continuous progression, next level, next level, next level. And that's all I knew to do, and there was always a roadmap that I followed. It got to the stage that I had arrived. There was no longer a roadmap to follow, and I just remember feeling this anxious feeling of empty and fear that, am I missing something? Am I on the lookout for something else to happen? Am I going to miss out on opportunities? And is this going to all go away if I don't hold on to it tight enough? And it was just creating this constant fear and anxiety and just nitpicking. And I was becoming extremely controlling, extremely A-type personality, in a sense, to micromanage everything. I mean, quite honestly, at that time, I had established my practice. I'm a periodontist, and I have a prosthodontist as an associate, a group practice, flourishing. Thank God I had the support of the community. I had done my dues, introduced myself, worked hard. Patients were coming in, referrals were happy, the team was doing great. Everybody was on board, and things was, for lack of better word, perfect. And I remember not being happy, not feeling the celebration and the joy and the satisfaction of having arrived, because I just didn't know what having arrived should be like. It was a fear of, do I stop growing if I don't search for that particular essence? And not knowing what that particular essence was creating a lot of anxiety. And so it just created this kind of personality who would just obsess about everything. And no matter how the program that I was running or any project that I undertook would go, at the end of it, what I would just do, I would focus on all the things that did not go perfectly. And I would forget to at least celebrate the achievement and, bask in the joy of it. And so it was creating a personality that nobody really wanted to be around. I have to say, I remember the time that what was a really wake-up moment for me. My husband said to me, Hoda, you're never happy. Doesn't matter what else we do. Doesn't matter which other project you take on. Doesn't matter whatever success you have. You're just not happy. You're just not a happy person. And at that time, I remember wanting to have a second child, thinking, we have to grow our family. And he basically told me, no, I'm just not going to do that. And really, he's honest enough man, and he loves me, and I love him for that. And he said, you're not the type of person that I feel that I want to have another child with. And I would have to say that was like a big wake-up call, that this man who loves me dearly, who has made all sacrifices for us, for our family, has gotten to the point that is telling me that because of the person I've become, he's not willing to invest in that relationship anymore. And so I guess that was one of the turning points for me, to really realize that this cannot go on, not for the sake of me, because it was crushing me, it was really destroying me, but also for the sake of the people I love, the people who wanted for me to be happy, who wanted to enjoy life with me. So I was fortunate enough through a friend, Bobby, to meet Patricia. And I remember I come from a science background. So in my mind, all of this was at that time, wooey. I never had any training in self-development and self-recognition. So I really didn't understand the psychology behind it. I told Patricia about my life, and I told her all the things that I've done and all the things I have and all the things I want and what I do in order to achieve them. And I made the remark of saying, yes, I this and that, but I'm too lazy. And I remember her looking at me straight in the eye and saying, the woman sitting in front of me is not lazy. Why are you calling yourself that? And to this day, when I remember that, or even say it right now, it just gives me chill, because for someone who has just met you for less than an hour, to have that type of insight, to say that to you, to confront you, to say, why are you calling yourself lazy? Which part of your journey do you think you were lazy at? And just call you out, basically, right? It was really a wake-up moment. I realized and recognized that it is me that is doing this to me, right? And unless I start changing those attitudes within me, my world is just going to crumble around me. And all of this effort, all of these progression would have been for nothing. So thankfully, I was at the stage of life and time and mindset that I saw this opportunity with Patricia, and thankfully she took me under her arm and we started the journey, and we would meet and we would talk, and there was many moments that I would have a physical reaction to some of the things that I had to think about and work through. But I'm very grateful for having done the work and having gone through it, because it taught me a lot. And I would say one of the biggest thing that I think that forever in my life I'm going to be grateful for is going to be understanding, and truly understanding, that where your energy, where your thoughts goes, your energy flows. It's amazing. It's amazing, the power of positive thinking. It's just been phenomenal for me. One of the teachings and one of the lessons that I learned working with Patricia was that trust yourself, trust your intuition. You have become the person you become because of certain understanding, certain internal knowledge. And you just are not listening to that voice within anymore. And that's why it makes you anxious. That's why you have all these fears. So just trust yourself. Listen to that voice of internal voice, the wisdom, the voice of wisdom, internal knowing. And that has really helped me a lot, in a sense that there are times that I just go for it and I just make the decision, because not making a decision is not an option. You have got to make the decision, and you have to feel okay about having to make the decision in absence of all the information, and not to beat yourself about it if the decision wasn't correct. You just have to learn from it, and you just have to move forward with it. So today, as I sit here and I talk about my journey, I feel definitely more balanced. I am more happy. I can more easier detach myself from the working of the day, from the problems at work, from all the things that could bring you down. I can detach myself and I can enjoy my family. I can celebrate the moments, and I just can be a happier person. Going through this program and working with Patricia and evolving in the way that I feel I have has been so noted by the people around me, especially my husband, and be a better mother and a better wife and a better and more balanced person in the society. So I'm grateful, really grateful for my friend Bobby to introduce me, and also for Patricia for all the wonderful, wonderful work that we've done together.
Perfect.
The biggest gift that I've gotten out of this is understanding that I don't have to be perfect to be happy. and I can celebrate life as it is. Whether I think everything went according to plan or it didn't go according to plan, to find those moments of happiness, because that's where life is, and not to wait for the end point for me to be happy, and just celebrate the journey. And it's been the biggest change that has been made in my life, and I'm so grateful. Some of the gifts that I've gotten, and I have to say there's been many. For my business, I believe one of the biggest gifts that I've gotten is to be grateful for it. And the feeling of being in the gratitude mindset, in a sense, to remind yourself of the good things that you have in your life and bless them. Right. So that's something that I would say has been a gift for me professionally, that is making, quite honestly, every day of my practice easier and happier and more successful. Because when I am happy, when I am grateful, when I am meeting my staff with that smile and the energy, it affects them. They understand that, and they are happier to be there. And when people are happier, they're working harder, they're treating your patients better, they are taking care of the facility and the practice better, which is all at the end benefits you. So when I wake up in the morning, I have more energy because I just spend a much better and easier day at work and a much nicer evening at home with my family. So the biggest gift overall is that I am happier. That's what we want, right? We have such short life. We might as well be happy. And personal gift, I have to say, the fact that I get to grow my family, the fact that now we are expecting our second child. If anybody out there is sitting and listening to this, do yourself a favor, assess yourself, and if you're ready, there's not a bigger gift than this that you can give yourself. Really, it's truly self-assessment, self-realization, self-recognition. We live a very short life, and it's worth for us to live it in a much more elevated and much more celebrated manner. And it all starts with right here, and understanding that the thoughts here create a feeling here, which then reflects everything around us. So it's within us, it's from us, and it's just up to you when you want to move forward with it. And I really hope that you do.